What's up, everybody? I'm back with another movie review. I gotta start looking at this, the camera itself instead of the monitor. But back with another movie review today. Today I am reviewing The Meg, released in 2018. It's like a horror thriller kind of movie, and it's pretty stereotypical shark horror movie. Hey, you remember Jaws? And I haven't reviewed Jaws. Maybe if we watch Jaws eventually, I review it, but I remember seeing a lot of promos for this movie, and I've seen some clips of it on YouTube prior to watching the movie in full. But actually watching the movie in full, what I could suspect and what I could see, it's just another stereotypical shark movie. Basically what it is, they fucking unlock this like portal to like this cloud that goes deeper into the ocean, and basically like unlocks this like new land, like this new realm in the ocean, and it's like a coral reefs and like a giant squid, but then there's like two megalodons, right? There's only one. They perceive you to think it's one, but they kill the first one. It's like this movie pretty much, other than the unlocking of the realm, which connects it to being megalodons and not regular great white sharks, it's basically the same thing as Jaws, but a little bit more elaborated and also a little less cool, because it's already been done already. You got the thing where they capture one, but it's not the only one, or not the one. So then the other one pops out and breaks the boat, and then you got the beach attack, but this time it's not in the U.S. It's in China, and so you got all that to worry about. And you got the attacks that happen with the guys in the ocean. You got the shootings, and you got the killings, and all that kind of stuff. But that kind of thing. So it was easy for me to depict it in that regard too. It was just another generic, shark movie. And they're not my favorite. These are not my favorite kinds of movies, because they really just portray the shark as always just like a movie monster. When in reality, if you know anything about sharks, great whites especially, because that's what usually are portrayed as the movie villains, they're not always like that, and they're rarely ever like that. You hear about shark attacks all the time on the news and whatever, and maybe you experience some of them in real life. They're not that common, and they're usually because the sharks are perceived, the humans, as a threat, or they're perceived as a threat to their young, or just that the humans were aggravating or something like that. It's not what you think. It's not what's perceived in the movies either. And I think it's pretty unfair to the sharks and stuff like that. But and there's a lot of, in this movie, there's also a lot of depiction of like future technology. Like they go in this like submarine. Also, they have like a million amount of submarines, that unlimited amount that they're using. And like, what is that? That's crazy how sci-fi and tech and shows like that. For 2018, I mean, it was 2018 this movie came out. Holy moly, it's it's too advanced for them. It's even too advanced for now, 2022, when this comes out. Maybe 2022. It might be 2023 at this point. But this is insane how much there was. It's crazy. All that sort of stuff. But, and then, all this other stuff, and the tech like things where they like the suspense. There's a lot of suspense, like supposed to be suspenseful scenes. When the shark megalodon bites down onto the actual like submarine thing, and there's another one where it's like he's Jason Statham's in the freaking water all the time, and so then they're in there. Like, he's not gonna die because he's freaking Jason Statham, so he's not gonna die. But like he's swimming in the water and stuff like that. Noah watched this with me, and he was able to. I know, well, the myth was there too, but no, especially he was able to depict how badly they put on the scuba gear and how inaccurate that was. So that was pretty good job on him to figure that out and to fix it, and make sure it was good and stuff like that. So thank you, Jeff Themelis, for that. But otherwise, they weren't putting it on correctly, and then when they put it on correctly, they didn't, still didn't work, and supposed to talk in them and stuff like that. There's an extras there, and then Jason Statham jumping in the water, and then the end, right? Like they try and use this and then they take the plot from like Jurassic World. Oh, let's not kill this thing that's on a rampageous, raging tyrant. Let's just try and trank it. Why the fuck are you trying to trank the damn thing? Like, Like, at least in Jurassic World, they had the reason for it being an asset for their park, but it's a Megalodon. What are they gonna do? Put it in their own little Jurassic Park? Kill the damn thing. Why do you gotta fucking trank it? There's no reason to. Like, it's insane, the crazy how stupid these people sound when they say, oh, non-lethal options, non-lethal options. Like, what? What other options are there? There's no sense. And then, you know, they get the first one, and the first one kind of dies a little stupid. Like, they eventually is like, you know, like they knock it out, but then it ends up killing it. And then the other one eats it and fucks up the boat, and they were doing some pretty weird, shitty stuff there, and stuff like that. And there was a few points in this movie. There's an African-American guy, and he's not portrayed, you know, the greatest in his perspective, I would say. So that was a little pointing that out, but... And then the characters, like, this one lady, on the beginning of the movie, we meet the one lady who's, like, the mother of the little girl, and we're like, oh, and she's like, it seems like she can't speak English, she doesn't speak her native language, but eventually it's learned that she can speak English. Like, what? Makes no sense. And then we got the scene with the dog, and then the dog, we see that the dog dies, and I was like, fuck this movie, you know, the dog dies. And then later on, we figure out the dog lived! Motherfucker was swimming around the water. They were killing the Megalodon for like 20 minutes. This tiny little pooch. Movie saved me there, though. Good job, movie. You saved it there. Best movie ever made for that reason alone. And then, you know, they're killing the thing, right? And, you know, when the submarine cuts its stomach all the way open, there's a little cross section on the Megalodon all the way across its bottom. That doesn't kill it. You know, when its intestines and insides are all spilling out and whatever, and blood's going everywhere. Now, that doesn't kill it. But no, driving this tiny little arrow stake through its eyeball doesn't even go... The head's like this, okay? As big as his house is his head, and then this tiny little arrow stabs it in the eye. That does it, apparently, because it dies immediately. What? Why? How does that make any sense? It's a perfect example of the shark fandom and, like, the shark attack sort of thing, and how they milk that and use that for you know, movie purposes and all the inaccuracies that come along with it, and the disrespect that comes with the great white sharks, especially, and that kind of thing. You know, they try to, it's just a Megalodon, it's just a bigger great white shark. That's what it was. It wasn't horrible. I mean, the action scenes were okay, but you know, dialogue was fine. It was just mid overall, with a lot of inaccuracies that were a little hard to not see. So that's why I'm going to give it a clear 6 out of 10 on that one. I think it's a good spot to put it. So, if you ever seen this movie, let me throw your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Any inaccuracies and stuff like that. And so that's going to do it for this movie review. Stay tuned for much more amazing content and other movie reviews and other amazing stuff. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Okay, bye.